So yeah, you've got a great start on that, and it all starts with getting the audience and that topic selected first of all. And that actually leads in well to an email question that we got. Somebody who wasn't able to make the call live, but they sent us an email question. This comes from Nick, and I'm sorry, actually this one comes from Rick. We have a Rick and a Nick who sent in emails. So here's what Rick asks. He says, it seems difficult to get from the 3 last topic or niche ideas to select the one without knowing the things that are in the future modules, such as whether the site will be a membership site or an info product, etc. It seems like we need more info before we can really pick that topic. What are your thoughts on that? And that's a very interesting question. There's a good reason why we started with talking about you and what you want. And what you want and what interests you and what your talents or skills or interests or passions are, or what you use then to determine the audience that you want to work with. And actually, you don't need to necessarily know. I mean, yes, the direction we are going is making information products and perhaps eventually maybe a membership site if that's appropriate for your topic. But you actually don't need to know what that product is going to be, because that is actually going to be determined by the audience and the following that you attract to you. So which will be chosen ahead of time. Exactly. Right? Like that's how we have it planned out. So the important thing to do right now is to just concentrate in Module 2 on putting together the details about your topic, about your audience, and about what you really want, which is also what in Module 1 is about, you and your lifestyle design. And once so you determine what the audience is, and then the audience determines what the product is going to be and what kind of content you're going to put online. So right now, I know it might seem like a bit of a chicken or the egg thing, and a lot of businesses, they do that. They think, okay, I need to know what the product is going to be first before then I go and decide what the audience for that product is. But that's actually a much harder way to do business. We want to have you determine what you want, an audience that's appropriate to what you want, and then attract that audience. And then based on what that audience tells you, then create a product or service to fulfill that need. And then it's going to be much easier to make money, much easier to promote that product or service to them. And but yes, that is what we're going to teach you about, is information, digitally based information products that will be delivered online. And there's a number of formats for that. And that will be coming soon in future modules for the Academy for those of you who are just starting out. All right. Yeah, I mean, we've thought real long and hard about how this process works and tried to, figure all that out ahead of time. What needs to be first specifically? How did it work for us? Where, what other systems have we been through where we had to learn all this extra stuff before we even found out if the audience wants that? Like, you don't want to be picking a membership site and then find out that the audience actually just wants to be able to download a video. Just one. And they just want it from time to time when they get around, you could have different business models, but you don't want to pick it ahead of time without letting the audience in on the process of telling you what it is they want. Because in the end, we want to just give our audience exactly what they want, not presuppose what that is. And I think that's where, big businesses and offline businesses and people that even in internet business, they get it wrong. They decide ahead of time and just guess, oh, I think that they want this. And, that can be a big mistake. I mean, you might get lucky and just happen to pick the right thing. But a lot of times I've seen that it doesn't happen that way. And to me, it just makes far more sense to go, okay, this is what I'm passionate about. This is what I'm going. This is the audience that I want to go for. And then just go ask them, hey, what do you guys want? Right. Rather than just go, I'm going to give you a membership site. And they're like, I don't want a membership site. Too bad. You will have a membership site or nothing. That's what it seems like most people do. So that's why we didn't, add more before you choose that. So bottom line, you determine the audience and then the audience determines the product. All right. Next question. Andrew says, I am someone who gets very excited about many ideas. How do you suggest someone might stem their natural reaction of, wow, I should do that when they hear about another idea? Yeah, it's a natural tendency. I think many of us who are attracted to entrepreneurship, we like variety. We like to try different things. Maybe some of us have a little ADD. We like to learn about new things, try different things. And, we've been there. We know what it's like. But certainly focus is an important thing, eventually. I guess the first recommendation that I have that comes to mind, and then Sterling, you can give your input. I would say, just have a good system for capturing those ideas as they come to you. Just so you have them there to refer to next. And, I'm assuming that this is referring to like different topic or niche ideas about what your business is going to be about. One day you might be like, wow, golf would be an awesome topic for me to do my site about. And then the next day, maybe all of a sudden you're, thinking, oh, I've always really wanted to do a site about macrame. So that's what I should do. And I would say just get those ideas captured down. But once you kind of start in a given direction, you need to focus and give that direction some time to develop. And, at some point, if that one's just not fulfilling you in the way that you had anticipated, or maybe it's just not performing as much as you thought, maybe there's not as much demand and people just don't seem to be resonating with it, then, go back to that list and try another one. It's going to be that much easier the second and then the third and the fourth time around. Or once your first topic gets to a certain point that it's providing the kind of income or results that you are happy with, then go ahead and start another site. That's always a possibility too. But it is important to focus. So, I guess just make sure you capture the ideas and give yourself permission later to go back to them. And then I guess the other thing I'd say is just to ask yourself, is there a reason why I'm getting distracted? Am I really just trying to it's a lot easier to go from exciting idea to exciting idea than to actually take an idea far enough to find out if it's really going to perform. And that's because we allow it. We feel like whether or not an idea performs well or not is like this reflection on us, on whether, if an idea doesn't do well, then that means we're like fundamentally flawed as a person or as an entrepreneur, which is just not true. We're always going to be learning new things. Sometimes there's factors outside of our control, and it's just part of life, that feedback loop of taking action and course correction, and then taking action and course correction, and that's how we get to where we go in a bit of a zigzag. So, recognizing that as well. What do you think, Sterling?